Hello. Welcome back to No Case Should Remain Unsolved. Now, let's see where I've last left myself off of. This may be the finale for this game. Alright. Resume. Back to this little bit right here about the jellyfish. Yeah. And all that. Okay. Go ahead and skip that and go back to where I was. Okay. Last time I was here that I was connecting together like pieces of testimony with fragments of their memory, making sure what is correct and what isn't. So right now that I've gotten most sort of figured out. Now we got like more over here. This is the next thing I'm gonna open up. Yes, go ahead. It's the only thing I have left here. I mean, I could just look around and see what more there is like this. I gotta open that up. Okay. I still need some more of this. Need more information. Because right now it doesn't really say that I can do that. Otherwise it would be lit up right here on the list. Okay, and if I remember this correctly, so far we got information about how the ex-English teacher did in fact kidnap Siwan for, I think it said like 3 days. And afterwards, he returned the child back to his father. With us. This would go right here, of course, mostly because he's talking. Okay. What other things do I have here? Go ahead and open this with the key that I have. Got a few more left. Pre-entrance day absentee list. Only like 2 spots have this for that. Actually, I can just do this. Pre-absentee, huh? Birthday. And there's also this other spot too. No, it's right here. Yeah, there it is. Another spot like right here for that. Here was her name. I think I'll go with the one that's his birthday, so I'll have an option for that one. Go ahead and connect that. Connect this testimony with this memory fragment. Okay. Now, pre-entrance day absentee list. Number of absentees, 4. List of absentees. There's a name. Date of birth. Seo Hojin. Date of birth, 2005, January 2nd. Kim Byum. Date of birth, 2004, August 17th. Wang Enchul. Date of birth, 2004, June 25th. Is it June? Yes, I think so. Kim Seowon. Date of birth, 2004. April 3rd. one thing will be here. The day C1 died. Oh. Absentee, right? Okay, where was it? Right here. Pre-entrance day absentee list, and there's only 4 of them. Only to that one. Kim Siwon? Hey there, Papito. Okay. It would be... When did you turn yourself in? Did tell me that I have enough for that one. Kim. Wait. Kim. They both have the same name? Well, if that didn't work, let's try this one, 817. Also not correct. C1 died. When did she die then? Because that's the hint that's saying right here. List of absentees. I mean, I could always go down the list if it's not exactly these 2 that I'm thinking of. C1 right there. Okay, so if that didn't work, I guess I'll just go down the list. What was the next thing I have here? That worked. Ooh, and that connected too. Fully connected. 4, huh? Just a little bit. 30 minutes later, or 35. And then 5 hours later. The day she died, huh? I have no idea. I mean, it could very well just be right here. That's just the information they gave me, and that started lighting up. This one. That's just her date of birth. Okay. It could be like right here. December 12th. Death at September 1st, yeah. Let's try that. If only I can cycle down instead. Not correct. It would be flashing if that was true. So it has to be like one of these. I'll try Sia Hojin instead. Because if these 2 didn't work, that didn't work. 2005. It says the date though. Did I try that one? 4, 3. It also tried the year. No, that doesn't work. It's asking for the day. The day. try this out again. That didn't work, though. What is the correct date, it says. I have a fragment that contains that, and it's this one. Unless it's asking for this. No? Nope, not that one. It's still the same day, though. Got the names. Elementary school. Just these two. Still got these that may or may not be Shoot, got time. This one. Why did you turn yourself in? You see one died. Oh boy. Okay, so most of these are just on the days of she was kidnapped on this day and then returned like 3 days later. Not exactly at that date either. Otherwise it would light itself up. Unsolved case. Now, where am I getting it wrong? Oh no, that's their date of birth. Not when they died. But then what would it mean? Let's see. Where's the fragment that contained this? Right here? She's dead, huh? Now who says this? Is it actually you? This time. Wonder where I could place this. Let me look more at this though. The English teacher here. Okay, so if this was like first in the timeline, over on the 5th day of February. 3 days ago, huh? You say 3 days ago, so it must have been like this on the 2nd day, and everyone started reporting this the next day later. Somewhere around that. Family. Before you dropped her off, huh? She knew exactly how to get home. Yeah, that's... only these two for here. Mostly because it's at school. Not a good income either. So I have this. She was with us exactly 108 days. Or maybe... not quite attached to it. Or maybe it doesn't go here at all. this line right here. This trying to tell us the day she died. And I'm wondering, is he actually saying that? This does go here, of course, because exactly 108 days. Is that like when she was at school? Who was gone? 108 days. Those two pieces of evidence right there. I mean, 2 bits of testimony. Does this even go here, though? 108 days. But then who the hell is this, then? Could it be like a twin sister? Okay, let me see if that's correct. It should technically be this one right here. Kim Si-won. So, if I get this right... Wait, let me see this again. August. Huh. Choi Si-won and Kim Si-won. It's the name, huh? Wait a minute. The name. Huh. I have an idea. They're not twins. The ex-English teacher had a daughter with the same name, but she's dead. That's what I was thinking, yeah. This is why I can't even change that little profile to be either like the mother or like, wait a minute. Hold on. Whoa, that's a twist. Okay, so let's see here. Now, if you're telling me that Si-won's mother is dead already, then who the hell is this girl? Huh. Okay, I need to figure this out. This is the wrong day. That's not her, not when she died. It's this one. This is actually, there's actually 2 little girls named Si-won. This is the ex-English teacher's daughter. And that is the one we're looking at, who is alive. Oh, I think I got it now. Alright. See if it was for like 108 days. Let me see this. With us exactly 108 days, and breathe this. And now I'm thinking, this woman right here. Now I'm thinking, is this the woman that you were divorced with, or you with this guy? And the other Si-won's mother. Huh. Maybe. Okay. 8 days. approximately like 3 months later. So... not quite. 108 days. I'm gonna do a little bit of quick math with this. A month is approximately like 30 days. Give or take an additional day or day. That's like 18 days later. So if that's true, then that would be oh, there it is. I was really close. So it's true. She's not... That C1 isn't dead. It's your C1 that's dead. Unsolved case. Wait a minute. Hold on. The one with the unsolved case. Now I'm wondering, this. Does this actually go here? Or is this actually the English teacher? Let me see that. Now let me try doing this. Because if that's true... If not, I'll just place it back. Nope. Okay, so that's not true at all, for this one in particular. Now, where did I place that? Right over here. It was high up. Yeah, like right around here. Okay. Unsolved case. It's this one right here. Why did you turn yourself in? Mr. Kim Gang-suk, even the victim's family hasn't reported you. This isn't just about taking the fall for Miss Song Myung. What? Now, who's Song Myung? Wait a minute. The only other person that doesn't have a name is you. Is that your wife? I heard she reported Siwon missing. When Min Young's mother told me, I was worried for Min Young, but at the same time, I was a little glad. After we got divorced, she was in therapy for a long time. We should have gotten help back when she began to think Siwon was alive but missing. No, as soon as Siwon passed, Min Young was finally discharged from the hospital on Siwon's birthday. Huh. We went to visit her grave together, and as she ran her hand over the grave, her eyes were empty. There was no hope. Min Young is still chained to that day, circling around and round that moment forever. I started to think that she'd given up completely. She was utterly spent. There was no drive left in her eyes. I began to doubt she would ever recover. I think that's why I was relieved to hear that she set out to find Siwon. Because now, she at least had something to live for. Something that would sustain her and keep her alive. Maybe she knew that too. Deep down, maybe that was why she reported Siwon missing. She thought Siwon was better missing and alive than dead. That the missing persons report would anchor her to this world, just like I hoped with her birth certificate. She was grasping for a lifeline, just like me. I know this sounds ridiculous, but this is the whole reason I'm here, Detective. I want to make a request. Can you please mark this missing person's case as unsolved? So that's the reason why this case was. This game is called No Case Should Remain Unsolved. Because, it was a lie. She wasn't gone missing. She was already dead. Please. Let C1 live. Let her live forever somewhere far, far away. Ooh, and I got another one right here. But it was also because it has, like, additional dialogue here for that. It's you. I knew it. And also, just marking yourself, too. Okay, now this should be, like, right above here. Why did you turn yourself in? You're turning yourself in? Yes. Okay, now where would this be placed, then? If that's true, there's still, like, more to piece together. Leave the case unsolved. Yeah, this one. I was missing just that. This goes here. Now, where completely? Maybe that's the reason why it says keep her completely out of her mother's reach. She was disillusioned. Now I'm thinking here. Now, both these men were divorced. Well, wait. This doesn't even go here either. Oh. You? Wait. That's you. That also does look like you. But then again, you have a beard. Is that a beard? Kind of does look like that. Hold on. I need to look for some more images here. Wait, 3. Does it even go here either? Then who the hell are you? Oh. Maybe that's why these couldn't be fixed. That goes right here. You're not divorced. You were widowed. So where would this go then? It's true. Whoa. It was the name, huh? Whoa, what a twist. It did make a lot of sense. There were two different little girls with the same name. That's why this guy right here is relevant. Okay, now 205. This would go above. It's connected. Also connected. I got another key. Oop, wrong one. And now I'm thinking this. Wait a minute. That's correct though. Now, at the beginning of this game, all I was thinking is that with this here, before I was piecing together everything, was that the ex-English teacher murdered C1, but now it says that you just simply kidnapped him. What? That's a spam bot. Thank you for that, Moobot. Okay. And a pivotal moment like this, huh? Okay. No, what was I thinking? Oh yeah, that. They say that she just gone missing, but I don't know. That's not even true. It's the wrong C1 that's been so-called missing. That doesn't quite go there. 205. They're both the same date, but what does the timestamp say? This one's approximately at 7. Okay, this is much later then. But I don't know where these two would go. Only have one here. Mother was just discharged, huh? Grandmother. If I know this right, the formatting for Asian names is that their last name is first and their first name is last. It's like surname and first name instead of first name and surname. So the fact that you are called like Choi, meaning that these three are correct. Okay. Where did I place that on for you? The day you were discharged. Out of their mother's reach. Wow. And now I'm wondering. This also goes over there. But where is this placed? It's true. It is completely true. So that does go here. A little bit later too. That's one long string too. And you'll do anything because of that. Now, where would this be placed? Since I already moved that segment, it would be like up and down then. That entire thing's already been there. Wow. Your son. You're not even the correct C1's mother, so you don't even go here. Let me read this one again, because you are not the actual C1's mother. I did get pieces of it. You were just entirely disillusioned because of that. That is true, though. Let me see here. Dozed off in front of the TV while Rice tucked right in. You can't really see her under that blanket. Yeah, well, that's not even her. She's not even alive anymore. First day of school. She didn't attend the pre-entrance day. All that time, It's all because of the name, huh? Okay, so, the data on this is correct. The 19 versus this one's, 21, and they're both on the same day. I wonder where these two would be placed. There's these two. Was this place even here? Yeah, that was already there, so... That boy. Just see this boy when you went to the playgrounds to find C1? You would technically be right here, then where are you? If I go up here and piece this together, playgrounds. Not quite correct. Get this back over here for now. Okay, so the day C1's mother was discharged, somewhere around here. Let her just live life somewhere. Grasping for a lifeline. This was like an important piece of information that told me everything about the situation. Therapy for a long time. Finally discharged from the hospital on C1's birthday. Which one? Kim C1. Yeah. When would that be? Like a year later? Anyway, I got the information I need. This is where I put, that. There you go. What does this even say now? Kidnapping, phone call, playground. There's still more. Let me go down and look over here. Now I just need to figure out where this goes. C1's grandmother. Alright. What's the redacted fragment say? With the grandmother. You mean C1 was taken because she was mistaken for Miss Song Ben Young's late daughter? Man, that would have spoiled everything else here. Yes, I actually did get it right. After just thinking it through a little bit more. Originally did think that, well, before this day, at the start of this, I was thinking like they were twins. Like there were two girls. No, it's actually because there were actually two different girls from two different families with the same name. It's just that one's already dead because she was born prematurely. I asked Bin Young what happened. She said she heard someone call C1's name and finally found her after going from one playground to the next. Yes. With Shin Haijang over here was a boy, probably the girl's brother. He's telling her to wait. Wait right here, C1. She didn't tell me anything else, but I can guess what happened. Ming Young must have gone and brought her back, like a mother picking up a child who's gone out to play. The girl was so sweet, too, calling my daughter Auntie. Auntie. Sorry, Detective, but I really am. I should have called right away, but then couldn't bear to do it. Not until you paid that visit. After you dropped by, I was terrified. Hands were shaking. I found myself dialing a number. calling C1's father. I was also thinking here that this is just your son. I mean, the grandmother is C1's father on his father's. What am I thinking? It was on your side, yes. She was your mother, not your mother. Auntie, huh? Girl was so sweet too. Auntie. Huh. If you were the one calling her auntie, then what was Mango doing calling her auntie? I gotta look at this again. Where to do it? Until you paid that visit. After you dropped by, I was terrified. My hands were shaking. I found myself dialing the number. C1's father. I told him that Mingyong seemed to have brought home a stranger's child. Pleaded with him to get the girl back to her parents. Huh? Okay, so I could cause a diversion, a terror diversion. I said so we could get the girl away from Mingyong. I know she may not be well, but I didn't want my daughter to end up a kidnapper. Your daughter? A kidnapper? What? I was being shameless, I know. I knew exactly what I was doing, detective, until C1's father turned himself in, even though he's done nothing wrong. Huh. Wait, now you're kind of referring to, the ex-English teacher as, C1's father. It's just the other one. Huh. What's going on here? Thought we could act as if nothing at all had happened. Sweep it all under the rug. And when full well that C1's father is just as precious a child to his parents as Ming1 is to me. Kidnapper. But you're not being contrite, you're lying to me. I have information about this. New piece of info came to light. Maybe the fact that the highlighted text is shaking means that it's gonna offer like new fragments popping up. Oh yeah, and I also do have like this unlocked too. Just enough. Let me look at this first. Instructed the kidnapping, you say? Connects to this. I'm guessing the multiple highlights here is just so that if you didn't click on them, it would lead to it anyway. This would come later, of course. Let me look at this again. Mistaken. So, if I understand this right, the English teacher did not kidnap C1. It was actually Sung Mingyong. And he was taking the fall for it. Wait, if that's true, then would the excuse of needing the money also a lie? Not even the correct mother, too. Because the thing is, that C1, the one with that has been kidnapped and returned, is not dead. And her mother is still alive, just disillusioned. While the other C1 that has been returned, her mother is dead. So, I'm gonna have to piece together some more testimony here. She was keeping a close eye on C1, huh? That's not even the correct one, then. This doesn't go here. Maybe. It's not even referring to you. Let me look at this again. The afternoon 3rd, huh? Who were you on the phone with? Does this even go here? They should technically go right here too. I just have another one. Not connected. Alright, so I have some new testimony right here about that. Move this upwards a bit. Does this connect at all? Now, if that's true, this should be at the bottom then. Instructed for the kidnapping. Let me look at this some more. C1's grandmother instructed for the kidnapping. That one's true. This little text of green and green text here. I told him that Mingyong seemed to have brought home a stranger's child and pleaded with him to get the girl back to her parents. Pleaded with him to get the girl back to her parents. Okay. Anything with a name. Let me try this one then. Elementary school. There's a lot with school here. There's still more to go. When did Miss Song Mingyong set out to find Siwon? It must have been when she got the notice saying Siwon was due to start elementary school. It pushed her completely over the edge. We got the notice from City Hall last December. I checked most of the Mingyong's mail before she does, Detective. We have no idea what might set her off. With this notice about C1 starting school, my heart nearly stopped. I had no idea that they'd never reported her death. There it was on the document, C1's name, printed clear. I can only imagine how it would make Mingyong feel. No, I'm sorry, Detective. I'm not the victim here. Don't deserve to wallow in pity like this. I can only apologize. At the time, I balked. I was frozen. Mingyong saw me and read the notice. She looked so happy. She smiled so brightly. I'd seen her so delighted in, well, it must have been years. Pre-entrance day was at the end of December. Mingyong insisted we had to go out, see one's uniform fitted. She was fussing about getting all her shots, picking up school supplies. I'm wondering why C1 was taking so long to come home. That's when it started, I think. She went around all the local playgrounds looking for C1. The truth. got an achievement that says that. Does it? Oh, it does go here. That would connect right here. On the 5th here. Now, is that even correct for this one? Yeah, that does go there. There seems to be more testimony then. Just a little bit later. Just one more piece, huh? City Hall. City Hall over here. Although this is correct. Now I'm wondering, what is your relationship to her? Are you like the landlord? For Mignon? Now I'm wondering, this right here. Oh wait, that still kind of makes sense. But no, that's still a lie unless you're talking about the ex-English teacher. Must be covering for them. It says right here though that Dongyung's wife, Wang Yang, is dead. I don't know when she died though. I mean, I don't know how she died, but it was like 9 years later. Well, I have like one piece left here. No information after that. Everything he says is a lie. Okay, let's go ahead and piece this together. I'm contrite. I'm gonna have to let me piece together some more bits here. That's not even correct then. You're not even his son. But where'd he gone then? This would go up early then. There's only like one piece of dialogue for that. Your son. There must be more info for Dongyan then, because not even true. There's more over here. This does go here then. All I was thinking here, for that moment when I saw that phrase then, right over here, no, not that one, this one right here, that the spouse was named Xiao Wangyang, and that their child was named after her mother, well, parts of it, and it could be like, well, it says here that she's dead, which is why I was thinking this would be for you instead, because it was a different name all along. But now I know that's actually just two different babies with the same name. this go here? Huh? The playground straight to the store. So close to that boy. You would have said son, but you didn't know that. It's true. That does go there. Double connect. That's like fully connected there. Oh. And now where would this go then? It would still technically be here because it's talking about mango here. Okay, now let's go ahead and open this up. I got a key for this. But you're not being contrite. You're lying to me. Only like 3 pieces of info right here that says that. Name. Let me look at the one that says kidnapping instead. I'll keep the one with the name there. You also said name. Name. I guess that's the only thing I have going for it. Kidnapper. There it is. But now you're referring to Mingyong as your daughter. Okay. It could be referring to how mother-in-law instead. But you're not being contrite. You're lying to me. Who was around when C1 was taken? What was she wearing? And which direction did you take her? You couldn't answer any of these questions, Mr. Kim Gung-suk. This confession that you're the kidnapper. It could take away Miss Sung Mingyong's chance to repent and seek forgiveness for herself. Can't wait for her to recover before setting things right. You know she'll be racked by guilt. Could you live with that on your shoulders? Your ex-mother-in-law is in the next room. She told us everything. What do you mean ex-mother-in-law? I wonder. I'm wondering right here though. Still kind of you said like ex-mother-in-law. Would C1's other mother, the one that is dead, have been your wife? No, that can't be true. And then divorced. But then that would mean that you two are together. Huh. Is that the reason why that the grandmother is referred here as your ex-mother-in-law? Consider how she might feel, having just reported her own daughter to protect you. Been financially supporting your ex-wife's therapy all these years under the pretext of child support. Yeah. This won't be much different. Just take a step back and support her from afar. She has a long battle ahead of her, being treated in custody. That's the face. That's the face on that profile thing. It is also a wonder why these two kind of have like a similar appearance. Except you have a beard. At least I think so. Detective? Where did it all go wrong? Did I mess up from the beginning? C1's name. Never should have given her that name. Well, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't have known. Long battle, but you're not being contrite. Now, do you understand why Kim Siwon is still missing to this day? Did I piece it all together? There's still like fragments here. So that's why it was left unsolved. Kim Siwon is still missing. Yes, I understand completely. Got Jane Young here talking to herself. The adjudicator. Great work, ma'am. Now you remember everything. Do you understand why Siwon's case was never solved after all this time? Well, you do now. Thank you for telling me that she came home safely. That I didn't doom a little girl to her death. Thank you, truly. I remember how surprised I was when I first saw this case. Everyone involved was lying, for one reason or another. Or maybe they didn't know they were lying. Whether it was to protect a loved one, or to keep a promise to someone important. What about you, Your Honor? Are you keeping a secret for someone just like them? Actually, yes. For your sake. The name's different. I need 2 keys. I still have not connected together. Cold Case Detective. I almost had that. The cold case team doesn't usually take on cases like Siwon's. The police get more than 20,000 missing children reports every year. The cold case team just doesn't have the capacity. One quiet disappearance in a sea of violent, unsolved cases. No one would have spared the case a second thought, but it couldn't tear my eyes away. Not when I saw that name. What? Her name was Kim Siwon. Choi Siwon. That's Seo for Renaissance and Won for Origin. Wait. It's you? You grew up? Just like me. We're the same age too. Wait. You can't mean... Ma'am, look at my badge. And here I was thinking that, you were just talking to your younger self because you couldn't just leave this case closed. It's me, Choi Siwon, the missing girl you found. Yeah. It's me, Choi Siwon. Please don't cry, ma'am. Are you really her? Are you really Siwon? How long ago was that? Like maybe 12 years later? I may need to look back on this. I'm so sorry. I failed you. Failed you completely. Don't say that, ma'am. I'll always be grateful to you. I don't deserve your gratitude. I never found you. That's only technically true. You remember what Kim Siwon's grandmother said, right? Kim Siwon? It said Choi is grandmother. So the name is different too. Here, I even have a copy of her testimony. Senior Inspector Jang Yong's visit was the reason I was sent back home. But it's only following protocol, just doing my job. Ma'am, I'm an adult now, and I know what work is like. No one followed that protocol back in the day. They still don't. But you were different. You carried out your duties to the letter. Even though you could have slacked off and been perfectly covered by paperwork from City Hall. That's the reason I made it back home. All the bureaucracy here. After all these years, I tracked down all the people involved in the case, one by one. I spoke with Kim Si-won's family, my father, my brother, and my dear mother, Haijong. Your mother's Haijong? Oh, is that why the other one was called... Wait a minute. Then who was the other one that... It must have been stepmother then. Everyone asked me to pass on their thanks to you. This is my first time visiting you know. Miss, I turned a blind eye to the suffering of so many people in my career. You might thank me, but I still... Alright then, let's do this. I'll set aside time for you later. Sometime to look back and blame yourself and feel guilty over everything. But right now, we're racing against the clock. It took longer than I expected to piece your memories back together. This isn't our first conversation, is it? You know what my mind is being constantly bleached. What could possibly be more important? That's exactly the reason I need your help, before those memories disappear again. Remember Song Min-young, the woman who took me away and reported her daughter missing? She was sentenced to 1 year of treatment in institutional custody, wasn't she? Yes, the sentence ended ages ago, but she's still in custody. She is? But how? Once you're institutionalized, you can't be discharged without special approval. Song Min-young hadn't been granted a single psychiatric evaluation. Don't you think she needs our help? Tell me, miss. Does that mean you've forgiven Song Min-young? This isn't about forgiveness, ma'am. It's abundantly clear, even from a purely bureaucratic perspective, that we need to do something. Now for Beaky? Hello, Gonzi? How you doing? I think I've just about finished this game. Hi! Right now, doing okay, and a good day. I've actually figured out the entire story that's going on with this case here. It's amazing how I actually picked it up right before it told me everything. Si-won's case is still marked as open and no case should remain unsolved. Title drop. The cold case solved. I uncovered the truth, but I feel like there's still just a little bit left. Just a little bit. I just came to the stream with the game ending. No. Yeah. I had like a lot of fun playing this game, piecing together the fragments with the testimony. Sense of an ending. Enter water without getting wet. Special thanks. And you. Thank you for playing. Wow. I like this game. Just having to know that the woman we thought was her mother is not actually her real mother, because she's been dead all this time. What can I resume even here then? Let me see that. Yep. Is it gonna cut to like the very end here? I still have like a little bits here and there. Like a lot of testimony here that needs to be pieced together. This is like the last piece right here. That does not piece it together then. The only thing left I can do here, Is that the ending here? That must be it. The last thing I can do is try and piece together everyone's testimony here. Once I do that, I'm going to read the rest of it out loud. That's all of it. Dirty Support Center. Yeah, that's all of it. Yeah, it's all done, I guess. Yeah, completely done. Now I should try and piece together all the testimony together, making sure they're all like in the correct spot. Okay, so I wonder, this bit of testimony, does this go for you? Where are you? It's true. You said this one instead. I thought the English teacher said this. And then I thought C1's father said that. No, it's you that says this. It's complete. It's all my responsibility. The key word right there. Take responsibility. Mouthwashing style. So like these two here, right, left. I mean left then. Mother, huh? Now I'm thinking. Is it actually you? Wait, no. His mother. But you are the mother. That doesn't go quite there. I'll place this back here. You're just classified as like the caregiver. So like pieces here to look at. Why is your son still there? Oh, I see. It could still be on this part right here. I've already filled out that completely, so that's not true at all. I'll place this here for a bit. This does go here. That goes there. That goes at the very, the middle here. That one's a really long one too. Does that even go there? That's true! Who were you on the phone with on the afternoon of February 3? You were talking about Haijong there. Slowly, I'm piecing it together. No, that doesn't go there. This is like the one piece that doesn't go here. Such a close eye on C1. Then that would be right here then. Kindergarten teacher's testimony. Yeah, that doesn't make sense why I even place that there. that back. Right over here and see. Still a bunch of fragments here. Ooh, that's correct. The fourth. There, that goes there. Would this be down here then? 4 years. Mother. Doesn't go here then. How about you? Mango's family. This is the children were little. The English teacher, it does make sense. I mean, I could also put it back over here then. That doesn't go there then. Would it fit if I place this here then? Not quite. Got themselves hanging about, spending pocket money. I don't think it goes quite here. I think it's right over there then. The grandmother talking about you again. I don't think so. What other piece of dialogue did I have missing here? That could also be that, the stationery. Yeah, that makes sense. It's true. Got it. Is that all of it? There's still like two pieces here left. Oh, then it would be this then. And that would go like right here then. I did it. Is that all of it? Sure is. Yeah, I pieced it all together. Huh. Now why does it say I still have like maybe 3 left from doing that? Oh wait, there's this now. That looks a little bit weird here. So let me see this correctly. I got all of this piece together. One last thing I'll do for this game before I hit the button to end it. I'm gonna go ahead and read off the entire testimony. Grab some coffee before I start. Okay. Over here in February 3rd, the 3rd, on 2012, approximately, well, it says 17:35, but that's like 4 o'clock. Does C1 have any favorite places near the playground? Somewhere she might have wandered off to on her own. Wandered off? She doesn't stroll away somewhere. She's been kidnapped. Now all possibilities on the table? As if. Get off your chairs and do something. We're running out of time here. Mobilize the force. Get those cruisers on the streets. Anything. Tick-tock, detective. Who knows what they're doing to her? And you're sitting here asking where she's gone on her own? Damn it. Damn it. I'm sorry, detective. I know you're doing everything you can. Well, this is on the day she was kidnapped. It's alright. Again, was there anything unusual about Siwon's activities today? No, it was all business as usual. She goes to kindergarten on weekdays, and we go to the playground on weekends as a family. We have 2 playgrounds in the condo complex. Normally we alternate between them. I go along sometimes, but one of them isn't wheelchair accessible, so Haijong has to take the kids on her own. Wait, recently, they've only been going to that one playground. Haijong said the kids asked to go there. Today, too. If only they gone to the other playground on the way back. They sometimes drop by the stationery store near the complex entrance. The place is called Apollo. Siwon loves getting candy there. How old was Siwon when Miss Shin Haijong first came to take care of her? I first met Haijong when Siwon was 4. That was a few years ago. When my wife died of illness, I was despondent. Didn't know how to raise the kids. But Haijong was there to support us. They're called caregivers instead of nannies these days, aren't they? Haijong is my children's caregiver. She's been coming in to look after the kids ever since my wife was hospitalized. She befriended them instantly. I don't know how we could have coped without her. Siwon even calls her mom and treats her like one too. Yeah, that's what I was wondering at the in the ending there. It was actually just a stepmother. Well, honorary stepmother. I could never thank her enough. But now, I'm starting to think I relied on Haijong too much. I mean, she's not exactly family, is she? How does Mango feel? Must have been a big change for him. Your station searched the park in the neighborhood, right, Detective? The one with the pond? The weeping willow trees by the water. They're lonely to look at. I took a stroll there last year with Mango and Haijong, and the trees remind me of Mango. He looks like he's at the mercy of the world sometimes, but the truth is, he's the most unyielding boy you'll meet. For children and adults too, I suppose. A death in the family is apparently like experiencing your universe collapse. Rebuilding from those ruins was a time-consuming journey, but I think Mango's managed quite well in his own right. I don't know if you noticed, but there's something he always carries around, never leaves home without it. So this here is when I thought, right, and we're mentioning like Siwon being dead there, but no, they were actually referring to their mother, the real mother. The umbrella, you mean? That's right. Whether he's going to school or some outing, he always got an umbrella in hand. It's been that way since my wife passed. There was something she always told the kids when she was in the hospital. Promised that she'd go ahead to heaven and watch over them from above. Mango didn't say anything. All he did was sit in the distance and sigh, as I recall. I think he wanted to tell her there was no such thing as heaven, that if she wanted to watch over him, she should do it from Earth. It wasn't long before she passed. I only noticed after some time that Mango always took an umbrella with him when he left the house. And then I remembered the exact promise his mother made. I mean it, Mango. How about this, then? So I won't be able to pick you up from school on rainy days. I'll ask God to stop the rain if you ever forget your umbrella. Is he one all right? She said she had a great time at Auntie's house, and that when she said she missed me, she was brought straight back home. This right here. This keyword here, Auntie. You know, that's what I thought they were kind of referring to for Miss Haijong. But no, they're actually referring to Mingyong here. Who I thought was the mother, but it was actually something else entirely. I'm sorry, I didn't contact you sooner. I knew you were I knew you were out there searching. I was too caught up in the moment. I didn't ask any questions. All I knew was that my daughter was gone for 3 days, but now she was back. And I know this sounds strange, but all I could say was thank you. Over and over again. You can also just go ahead and look at this too. That image had like both of them together. I thought you had like a beard, but apparently not. Okay, where was I? Yeah, right here. And I know that, oh wait, yeah, I said that one. I could bow 100 times over, and it wouldn't be enough. C1's back, completely unharmed. And that's good enough for me. Detective, C1 is, well, she's been hurt in the past. Can only blame myself for adding yet another wound to her young heart. Tell me, did that man surrender to the police? Referring to Kim Gung-so right there. I'm guessing being hurt in the past means that it was actually just the passing of her mother. Now let's go ahead and talk about Sun Wing Young, the other C1's mother. C1's other. This one's a bit earlier than beforehand. Hello, madam. Senior Inspector Jane Gyong for the Hwamyong Police Station. You would be C1's mother, correct? I'm just here to see C1, if that's alright. Oh my gosh, you scared me, Detective. I was expecting the delivery man. Could you please knock instead of ringing the doorbell next time? My daughter's taking a nap. She dozed off in front of the TV while I was washing the rice. I just tucked her in. Come inside. Fast asleep, see? Oh, I suppose you can't really tell under the blanket. She must be tired, the poor thing. C1 and I were out and about all day yesterday. She slept in this morning, too. I swear, kids grow up so fast. She's got so much taller that barely anything fits anymore. I do all the shopping at once. Her shopping at once. First day of school is only a month away, and there's so much to buy. Oh, she wakes up soon so we can eat and get her uniform fitted. Sorry, Detective. You might have to wait a while before she wakes up. So, what brings you here? This bit right here is what didn't make sense to me, but now it does. It's all because Minyoung here is just completely disillusioned. Because that's not even her. You received the notice from the school board, correct? It says in our files that she didn't attend pre-entrance day. I'm just here to check in and make sure everything's alright. The world's a dangerous place these days. I've been told City Hall personnel have spoken with C1's grandmother already. But I just want to be sure. Is C1 alright? Oh, hey there, Pepito. Jumping on my lap over here. Of course she is, Detective. You must have had your hands full, checking up on every absence in the district. You'll see once she wakes up. C1's healthy as a horse now. That's a lie. She'll have no trouble going to school. All that time in the hospital was tough on her, but she's grown up so strong. I'm proud of her. C1's been no end of trouble since I was pregnant with her. I think she takes after her father. She was born premature. The doctor scared us every time we went in for her checkup. About how one thing could go wrong, then something else. And on and on. I don't remember how many waivers and consent forms I had to sign. But I always knew she'd been alright. All those little hands were going to get bigger and stronger one day. No need to worry. I'm taking very good care of her. C1's father and I no longer together, but my mother and I are doing our best to give her everything she needs. And I'll make sure she comes out to the first day of school. Thank you for checking in. I think the rice is ready. Would you like to join us for food, Detective? This right here is also a little bit different than I initially thought, too. Not even the correct grandmother, too. Calm down, ma'am. Who am I speaking to again? Detective Jin Young, yes? You remember me? You came to check on C1 the other day. I asked you not to ring the doorbell. Please tell me you remember. Detective, I'm scared. Please hurry. She's gone. C1 is gone. She was just at the playground. It was just like 3 days later. Kidnapped on the second day, I believe. And then returned later to her real family. Stay on the line. I'm on the way. You can tell me what happened? I got a call from my mother, C1's grandmother. She said I'm at the store outside the condo complex, and the security called saying the fire alarm was going off in the house. A security guard went over to my mother's house to check, but he couldn't open the door, so she asked me to go and open it for her. I chewed her out. She knew I couldn't bring C1 somewhere so dangerous. I told her to go herself, but she was so stubborn. Mom said she could get to the playground and pick up C1 faster than she can get home, so I could rush over to her house and make sure everything was fine at her place, that she would be there soon. She said that made the most sense. She was going to wait for me with C1 outside the building. I went to Mom's house. The security guard was there. I opened the door for him, and the place was filled with smoke. I don't know what she was cooking on that stove, but the pot was burnt black. The guard turned off the stove and opened the windows. Well, all I could think of was C1. How glad I was that I didn't bring her to such a dangerous place, and that the fire didn't get any worse. I ran back into the elevator. It was only a few minutes, I swear. I found Mom waiting for me outside the building, just like she promised. When I asked her where C1 was, she said, I thought you took her with you. Detective, are you here yet? It was all instigated. It was just for her sake. But then the grandmother had to do what's right. Send her back to her real family. Have you contacted C1's father? I keep calling him, but he won't pick up. You were actually just talking about him instead of this guy. It's not out of the ordinary. We only meet for her birthdays. I'm guessing the reason why you only meet for her birthdays was just so you can just so you can have solace to know that your baby girl, C1, is still with you. But only for this moment here. But this is an emergency. His own daughter is missing. Detective, I was texting him on that day you came from the police station. C1's always such a quiet girl, but she was chattering about how much happier she'd be if her father was here too. Yeah. So I asked him if he'd come by and say hello, but he's heartless, that man. Has C1 ever wandered off alone before? Is that really possible? Detective, I think it might be my fault she's gone. I was in the hospital for a long time after I had C1. I couldn't care for her because I was bedridden. This right here is when I was thinking of that moment there. Because it did say that she was bedridden by both accounts here. But then it said right here then she died of illness. And that there tells me that from right there that said that she was deceased. That you're not even the real C1's mother. But since we both spent so much time looking up at the hospital ceiling, I thought I might be able to understand her better. Now, though, I'm not so sure. Do you think she resents me? Is that why she won't call me Mom? Is that why she's always so hard to find? I have to scour all the playgrounds to find her, huh? there's only like 2 playgrounds, and one of them isn't wheelchair accessible. The reason why she doesn't call you Mom, she calls you Auntie. And that's only because you only visit on her birthdays, which would mean that would be 4 times. Maybe. I could also just start clicking on these if I want to see the image for it. Do you happen to see this boy when you went to the playgrounds to find C1? You know that playground near the stationery store, right? I saw that boy a few days ago. He went from the playground straight to the store. I remember wondering why C1 was sticking so close to that boy. Why, do you ask, Detective? Does the boy have something to do with this case? This right here is what tripped me up a little bit. I thought it would be right with Haijang's dialogue. Testimony. No, this actually goes here. Because the thing is, Mango is C1's brother. But you said that boy, not your son. I see your mother has contacted you. It's exactly as you heard. Will you be coming to the police station together? That man was never one for prayer, no matter how deep you dug. He said the spade would never know the smell of the earth. He refused to pray even once as our baby lay sick in the hospital. That's why he doesn't understand. That prayer is the reason we've been so blessed. All he ever did was get angry that he couldn't change anything with his own abilities. You said he turned himself in. If he really did take her, maybe it was because he couldn't afford child support payments. That right there made me think that since the both of you said that you were divorced and you were both separate, and that at that point it was like with this guy here, and it's not you, but now I know it is with you. And that it's you kidnapped her just because you missed her. Okay. Couldn't afford child support payments, and that there is also a lie. He's been complaining since last summer about how he was having a hard time keeping up with the payment schedule. I told him this was a critical time in Singwon's life. They had to get his act together. We may be divorced, but he's still her father, even now. I suppose he's still trying to change things himself, without even trying to pray. Do you really think Mr. Kim Gong-suk is the culprit? I don't know. Do you really suspect him, Detective? Even if he were in financial trouble, I don't think he would stoop that low. Instead, Detective, I'm not trying to defend Gong-suk. I'm only telling you what I saw. There was a woman skulking around that playground, always hanging back. I thought she was suspicious, because I kept running into her when I went around looking for C1. She was in her 30s or early 40s, a little on the tall side, maybe about 10 centimeters taller than me. She was always looking at the playground from afar, always behind the wall behind the flower bed. You wouldn't see her unless you were really looking. But she could probably keep an eye on the kids at the playground if she really craned her neck. I saw her there, standing on her toes, trying to look over the wall. By the way, Detective, what was the name of that girl Gong-suk confessed to taking? It was C1. Alright. Now to read Kim Gong-suk's testimony. Yeah. Okay. You're turning yourself in? Yes. I would like to surrender to the police. I am responsible. A little girl went missing from the playground, didn't she? 3 days ago? Yeah, that's why it said right here. On the 5th of February instead of the 2nd. She was with me. I took her away. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I did it because I needed the money. I'm sorry. And I think that there was also a lie. Where's C1 now? She's with her family. I made sure she had something to eat for dinner before I dropped her off. Once I brought her to the playground, where I first found her, she knew exactly how to get home. I rang the doorbell and stood at the entrance, waiting for her parents. It was only a few seconds, but in that short time, I wondered again and again if I should just leave the girl there and run. Detective, I was being stupid. I was stupid to kidnap her. I'm still being foolish now, having the nerve to feel guilty about it all. The girl's father. He pulled the girl tight into his arms and wept. I knelt in front of him to apologize, but he bowed so low I thought he'd fall. And he thanked me. He thanked me for bringing her home safe. What I did was indefensible. I will accept my punishment. I know that won't make up for the suffering I caused their family, but I will live out the rest of my life in sincere contrition. Yeah, that's what that looked like. Alright. Explain to me how you took C1. I was a junior high school English teacher all my career, ever since I finished teacher's college and military service. But after the divorce, I quit my job at the school and started tutoring and doing cram school gigs. And well, my income isn't particularly stable. I needed the money, I'm sorry. I went to the playground intending to kidnap any child who seemed to be alone. I was there for more than 30 minutes. Saw a little girl playing by herself for a long time, so I lied to her. But once I brought her with me, I got scared. I didn't know how I would ever ask her parents for a ransom. That's how it was. I was afraid, and decided to stop. Nothing more. But you're not being contrite, you're lying to me. Who was around when C1 was taken? What was she wearing, and which direction did you take her? You couldn't answer any of these questions. Mr. Kim Gung-suk? How did I forget to click on that? This confession, I had a hard time saying that. This confession that you're the kidnapper, it could take away Miss Song Min-young's chance to repent and seek forgiveness for herself. Yeah, her. We can't wait for her to recover before setting things right. You know she'll be racked by guilt. Could you live with that on your shoulders? Your ex-mother-in-law is in the next room. She told us everything. Consider how she might feel, having just reported her own daughter to protect you. You've been financially supporting your ex-wife's therapy all these years under the pretext of child support. This won't be much different. Just take a step back and support her from afar. She has a long battle ahead of her, being treated in custody. Detective? Where did it all go wrong? Did I mess up from the beginning? C1's name. I never should have given her that name. Is there a special meaning to C1's name? C1 was born at 23 weeks. She weighed less than 700 grams. Her mother had just come out of the C-section and was about to be transferred to the ICU with the baby. But the nurse called for me. It was only for a few seconds, but she let me see C1. C1 reminded me of Thumbelina, a fragile, precious little princess nestled in a bright red flower. She was so light, I could barely feel her in my arms. I was scared she might float away if I so much as breathed in her direction. The nurse told me to have a look, but I didn't know how. I could barely see through my tears. I couldn't even get a proper look at my precious baby girl. And then, the first time I did after that confusing meeting, I registered her name, her birth. I sprinted straight from the hospital to the City Hall registration desk. I didn't stop to catch my breath. Then I wrote down her name, Siu Wan. That's Siu for rhinoceros, and Wan for origin. It's an unusual name, I know. At the time, I was thinking of the old saying about marching forward like the lone horn of the rhino. I thought of that strength. I put all my weight into each stroke of the pen, every last one, hoping that the fragile piece of paper might help her somehow, that it might help root her to life, like a powerful anchor that kept her moored to us. Why didn't you report any of this to the authorities? She was with us exactly 108 days. Yeah, that's the time Siwon lived and breathed with us. If only I could have held her at least once, kissed those little cheeks. Or at least, if only I'd been able to hear her cry. Then, maybe I would have been able to accept it. Siwon's mother still had milk for a baby who was gone. The crib was still so warm, and never seemed to get colder. So how could I possibly file that report? Looking back, it was her name. Her name was the problem. It's my fault for coming up with that name. I can't tell you how much I regret it. Instead of giving her strength, that name marched her forward all alone like the rhino's horn, straight past us, like a gust of wind. She slipped through our fingers, attached to nothing in the world at all. When did Siwon's mother leave you? We've been divorced for about 5 or 6 years. I'm a monster, aren't I? Abandoning my wife when she needed me most. But at the time, I thought it was all for the best. That we'd reach our limit. That we'd only hurt each other if we kept on living like this. That's what I told myself. When our eyes met, I would face the emptiness inside, and it was excruciating. Because I knew that void could never be filled. If only we could have cried it out together and kept each other going. But we struggled to help each other. We were making no progress at all, and one day we realized that it hurt more to deal with our pain together than alone. So we chose to go our separate ways. That was our decision. To run from our wounds instead of confronting them. To let the blade drop on the guillotine. That's like one of the longer pieces of a testimony here. Why did you turn yourself in? Mr. Kim Gong-suk, even the victim's family hasn't reported you. This isn't just about taking the fall for Miss Song Min-young, isn't it? I heard she reported Siwon missing. When Min-young's mother told me, I was worried for Min-young, but at the same time I was a little glad. After we got divorced, she was in therapy for a long time. We should have gotten help back when she began to think Siwon was alive but missing. No. As soon as Siwon passed away, Min-young was finally discharged from the hospital on Siwon's birthday. We went to visit her grave together, and as she ran her hand over the grave, her eyes were empty. There was no hope. Min-young is still chained to that day, circling around and round that moment forever. I started to think that she'd given up completely. She was utterly spent. There was no drive left in her eyes. I began to doubt she would ever recover. I think that's why I was relieved to hear that she set out to find Siwon. Because now, she at least had something to live for. Something that would sustain her and keep her alive. Maybe she knew that too, deep down. Maybe that was why she reported Siwon missing. Maybe she thought Siwon was better missing and alive than dead. That the missing persons report would anchor her to this world, just like I hoped with her birth certificate. She was grasping for a lifeline, just like me. I know this sounds ridiculous, but this is the whole reason I'm here, Detective. I want to make a request. Could you please mark this missing person's case as unsolved? Please? Please, let Siwon live. Let her live forever somewhere far, far away. Leave the case unsolved? We can't do that, sir. You mean you already filed the missing persons case? C1's officially registered as a missing person then. Then, please, that's good enough. Detective, I'm begging you. Please don't look for my daughter anymore. Stop asking where she is. Keep her completely out of her mother's reach. Let her just live life somewhere. Just say that she went out to the playground like she always did and vanished. That's all. A perfect crime with no witnesses, no suspects. That's because, she was already dead this entire time. That's all. So please leave this case unsolved. Do anything, please. I beg of you. Now for the other pieces here. I do believe that those three were like the more important pieces of testimony. That did really tell you the entire story there. Oh, and along with the grandmother. Okay, for Choi Mango. It's okay if you don't want to talk, Mango. I don't mind waiting. But Mango, could you promise me that once you're ready, you'll talk to me? And then a bunch of ellipses right here. Just doesn't want to talk about it, huh? This boy. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. We're trying to think about it, okay? See if you can remember someone who didn't usually see at the playground. I heard you were all together there. C1, your mother, and you too, Mango. Yeah, we were all together. Thank you for telling me, Mango. I heard you're in 5th grade at elementary school. With your height, I bet the girls won't leave you alone. You're very tall for your age, is it? Because you take after your mother? Your mom? I take after her? Really? Am I really like her? Please don't lie to me, Mango. Didn't you say that Auntie was telling the truth? And now I know it's not actually, Haijong as Auntie. It's actually just you, Mingyon. Auntie told me that lying's not about what's good, but what's necessary. She said lying wasn't always a bad thing. It's the bad lies that are really bad. Mom said she'd watch over me from heaven. She said she'd watch over us even after she died. But that was a lie, right? There's no such thing as heaven. C1 doesn't know that. She's so stupid. Mom was lying. But does that mean that Mom was a bad person? Not quite. What if I told you that there's no need for lying now? What if your lie is the bad kind? The kind that's only going to hurt Auntie and C1? Why is not saying anything a lie? If I tell you, if I say what really happened, then Auntie sounds like the bad guy. But she's a good person. It's my fault, not Auntie's. It's all my fault. It's not your fault, Mango. Nobody in your family is responsible for this. But I told Auntie not to come to the playground. I told her to stay away. I said I could take C1 without her. It is my fault. I'm the one who made Auntie go away. It's just, we're all at the playground together. We'd look like a family. And Mom would see C1 call Auntie Mom. I know Mom's not really watching us from heaven. I know she was lying, but I didn't want her to be sad. It's not Auntie's fault. I'm the one who told her not to come with us. Could you tell me now what happened when you last saw C1? We always used to buy C1 candy from the stationery store on the way home. But we didn't buy her candy recently because Auntie doesn't come out with us anymore. I was thinking this moment here was talking about Haijong. It's actually Mingyoung. I told C1 to stay where she was and went to the stationery store. I ran right over. The stationery store is just up the steps, over the fence. It's really quick, I swear. It's only there for a bit, and I ran back. But she wasn't there. I called her name, like C1, but she didn't come. Only Auntie did. Which is referring to Mingyoung, which I also thought at this moment was like a Haijong instead. She told me not to say anything at all, just like that monkey we saw at the temple. Yeah. This is like the only bit from the kindergarten teacher. Alright. Can you tell me anything about C1's life at kindergarten? I don't even know what kind of voice to give this because it's just a kindergarten. Oh well, I'll just give it my normal voice. I've already explained everything to the other officers on the phone, Detective. Is she still missing? How could someone take her away in broad daylight, in the middle of a condo complex? I heard her mother and brother were with her. They didn't see anything. They didn't see anything? I don't know if this will help, but, well... If you ask me to tell you anything, so I guess I will. C1 was always optimistic and cheerful. That is like a straight contradiction from what Song Min-young said when she was like always being quiet. She started at Eden last year. I was surprised that she never shied away from any of us teachers. At first, I just took her for a friendly child. Then I realized that her brother came to pick her up instead of her mother. But she never asked where her mother was. No. Not that that's a problem, not at all. But, well, how should I put this? I suppose I've never seen her cry or get angry or even frown. So I've always feel like I want to keep a closer eye on her. Make sure she's okay. She's going to need a lot of attention and guidance. She's so cheerful and bright, but in a strangely fragile way. Does that make sense? Yeah. Now to the stationery store. We got like two more big hit of dialogue right there. We've received testimony that C1 is a regular at your stationery store. Did anyone from her family drop in today? Or C1 herself? On her own? Let me grab some coffee before I start reading this. Okay. Today? No, not C1. Not her brother either. May I ask what the police want with them? You're not the first to come looking for her today. Is this about Mango's mother? The thing is, Mango's only been coming with C1 these days. He used to come with his mother all the time when he was younger, but I haven't seen her in quite a while. Is she doing alright? Yeah. It's because, well, you don't know, but she's already dead. You seem to know C1's family well. I was worrying exactly this moment too. Like, this could have been like Haijong's dialogue, or the English teacher, but now I know it's just you. Mango's family, well, I've seen them since the children were little. Must have been, say, 3 or 4 years now. Yeah, that lines up with her testimony here. No, I think it was like, no, it lines up right here about the divorce and all. When they first moved in, I was sure Mango was close to finishing elementary school. He's tall for his age, and he's very quiet, that one. His mother was picking out supplies for younger kids, so I showed her to the shelves older children might like. She laughed and said, "He gets that a lot." Mango is mature beyond his years. They don't mean his looks. It's normal for kids his age to only think of themselves. He's always hanging back and letting his sister spend all his pocket money. toilet, too. We received testimony that directly contradicts your claim. Ah, you're back. Which means you're still searching, I take it. I tried to think of anyone suspicious I might have seen in the area, but nothing. But the truth is, well, yes, Meg was here. I'm sorry for lying to you. I didn't think it was important. Well, you see, I didn't want you to think badly of Mango. He's a good boy at heart. I'm very sorry. I truly am. I should have told you up front. What time did he come to the store again? A little after 3:30, I believe. Well, nothing was out of the ordinary. He looked like he was in the rush. And when I asked, he only said he had to go back quick. He went straight to the usual candy shelf and picked out a bag, so I assumed it was for C1. It's her favorite brand, yeah. You know, the pink candy that's so big your cheeks puffs up like a little squirrel. I told you before, Mango is very mature for his years. But that day, I saw him squatting in front of the greeting card shelf for a long time, with the candy still in his hand. Eventually, he came up to the counter and paid for the candy, but he wouldn't look me in the eye. I thought it was strange, so I went over to check the shelf. And, well, one of the cards was gone. I was disappointed in the boy, of course. Made up my mind to give him a stern talking to, but at the same time, well, I felt sorry for him. I can only imagine what went through his mind when he was squatting there in front of that shelf. It was a card that was meant for... perhaps to her mother's grave. Or maybe to Mignon instead. Alright. When did you last see her at the playground? Exactly 3:33 in the afternoon. Detective, she disappeared 3 hours ago. We looked everywhere a 7-year-old girl could have gone alone. What do we do now? I'm trying not to panic, but the worst is all that comes to mind. How do you remember the time so precisely? My phone's call history. I never leave the children alone when we're out together, but then I got a phone call. I don't usually get calls in the afternoon. I think I panicked. The first thing that came to mind was that I had to pick up somewhere quiet so I could hear. So I ducked into the condo hallway. The call history is 5 minutes long, but she disappeared in less than that. I know because I looked up partway through the conversation, and she was already gone. Was your son still there? I was under the impression that both children were at that playground. Mango said he was with C1 the whole time, but that he had no idea where she'd gone. So I scolded him. You're not making any sense. I was so desperate that I was too harsh with him, even though it's my fault C1 disappeared. I failed them both. Please don't ask Mango for information. He won't tell you anything. About the kindergarten teacher's testimony. I'm so grateful to her. I had no idea that she was keeping such a close eye on C1. There's something C1 always says to me. Mommy's the saddest person in the world. She never says that when her father's around, of course. But I think I understand what she means now. C1 generally thinks that way. She couldn't handle it otherwise. That's why she refuses to cry. Because then that makes her the saddest person instead of her mom. She couldn't handle it if she were the saddest person in the world, getting pity from everyone. That's probably how she sees it all. She's still so young. Children who are forced to grow up fast end up with better control of their emotions. That breaks my heart. Saddest person here. Because C1 is referring to Haijong. Because she's the one who calls her mom and calling Minyong auntie. You know you weren't at the playground. I understand you didn't want to cause Mango any more guilt, but you should have known better. How did you know? I told him he didn't need to say anything. He knows he doesn't have to tell you. It wasn't his fault C1 is missing. It wasn't your fault, Mango. I should have been watching you, even if you didn't want me close by. That's what I told him. I made sure he knew that I was the one who lost C1, not him. Silence is a heavy burden for a 5th grader, but Mango refuses to give in, so I investigated everyone I could. Residents, passerbys, local businesses, everyone. There's a little indent in the wall behind the flower beds. You could see the playground from there, but not the other way around, at least for the children playing there. That's where you were hiding, wasn't it? To watch over them from afar? When I went to the playground, I would hear the other mothers gossip about me and the children. Mango would have heard it too. I understood why people would get the wrong idea. C1 calls me Mommy, so it didn't hurt if Mango hated me. I can only imagine how he felt whenever his sister called me that. A few weeks ago, Mango told me to stay away from him. So I just wandered around for what seemed like forever and found that spot. Mango, I know you must hate the fact that I exist, but I may not be his mother, but still. I promised Wang Yong that I would take care of them both. And now look what's happened. I only looked away for a second. Only took a second to rest because I had been standing on my toes the whole time. Wang Yong. It's the C1's real mother. This isn't your fault, as much as it isn't Mango's fault. I almost forgot to congratulate you. Happy birthday, Mission. Today's your birthday, correct? I know this may not be the best time, but I think you should know. I paid a visit to the stationery store Mango goes to for C1's candy, and I spotted this. Apparently, Mango picked up C1's usual candy and a birthday card. The owner said he took a long time trying to decide which to get. I wonder why he'd get a birthday card of all things. But now I understand. Thank you. I've always thought Mango hated me. I wasn't trying to take his mother's place, but I assumed that's what he thought. How could I be so stupid? I should have known better, known how badly he's been hurt. Detective, what happens to C1's mother now? The other one. Now with the grandmother. Oh boy. I guess I did about 30 minutes of talking at this point. And yet there's still more. And I only really finished this game about an hour ago. Okay. Let's see what's next. We received testimony that you spoke on the phone with a City Hall employee and told them C1 couldn't attend pre-entrance day for personal reasons. Do you live with your daughter? The pre-entrance day? What was it my daughter said now? A slight cold, I think. Yes. I remember now. I knew it was pre-entrance day, so I asked my daughter later how it went. I don't live with her, of course, but I'm in the area and drop in from time to time. It's just, I don't want to leave her alone for too long, spending all her time while in misery. I do remember that I was visiting a few days ago when that City Hall employee called. He asked me the same thing you did, Detective. So I think I said that she was doing well. That I was taking perfect care of my granddaughter. Detective, this is ridiculous. It was just one missed pre-entrance day at school. What are you interrogating me for? Did you see any suspicious individuals when you went to pick up C1? Or anything out of the ordinary? It's exactly as my daughter said. I was so sure C1 would be at the playground. When I got there, I didn't see her. So I assumed my daughter took her along. Then my daughter came downstairs and looked at me with her eyes wide, and I thought, oh no. Detective, I think you might be making a mountain out of a molehill. I don't know if my daughter told you, but C1 goes alone to places all the time. My daughter worries easily, but mark my words, the girl always wanders back in time for dinner. Please don't worry about it. I'll have a stern word with my daughter. Honestly, can't believe she's gone and called you. Yeah. I'm thinking at this point, Guija here is actually just pretending to be Mingyong's grandmother, just so to keep up the facade, because of how disillusioned Mingyong is. That's what she looks like. When was the last time you saw Siwon's father? Do you call him often? What's that man got to do with Siwon going missing? We cut off all contact years ago. The nerve of him, walking out after what happened to the girl. I'm assuming you mean, the ex-English teacher, instead of, your actual, son. Detective, what I mean is, Siwon was always sickly, but that man divorced my daughter, leaving her to care for the poor baby alone. But, well, it's not the sort of man who'd take her away from under her mother's nose. Please, it's nothing serious. Detective, really? Now I know you're lying. That's the image of her on the profile thing. He claims to be the culprit behind the disappearance. Siwon's father has surrendered himself to us. Yeah, it's actually Kim Gong-suk who surrendered, not Dong-yong. No, Detective, you can't. Don't believe a word of what he says. I'll be at the station immediately. Everything he says is a lie. Yeah, he did lie, all to protect her. To protect Mingyong. It was me. I made him do it. It's all my fault. I'll be right there, Detective. Don't you listen to anything he tells you. It's all my responsibility. What do you mean, it's all your responsibility? Yeah, that's the line I was looking at. I thought, the ex-English teacher says this. And at that point, I thought, well, it was at the beginning of when I was, first playing this, and I thought what it meant there was like the English teacher killed Siwon, but no, she was just it was the other Siwon that's dead, died at a young age. And then later I thought it was actually referring to like the mother. Not the other mother, the real mother, because they both had a similar name. Let's see, where was it? Like right over here. Here, the spouse. Siyu Wang Young. And then they just combined the names right there. Okay, so where did I put that? Right here, yes. C1, no, I'll just restart that. Detective, the truth is, she's dead. C1. C1 is dead. She's been dead all this time. Yep. When did Miss Sung Min-young set out to find C1? It must have been when she got the notice saying C1 was due to start elementary school. It pushed her completely over the edge. Yeah. We got the notice from City Hall last December. I checked most of Mingyong's mail before she does, Detective. We have no idea what might set her off. But this notice about C1 starting school, my heart nearly stopped. I had no idea that they'd never reported her death. There it was on the document, C1's name printed clear. I could only imagine how it would make Mingyong feel. No, I'm sorry, Detective. I'm not the victim here. I don't deserve to wallow in pity like this. I can only apologize. At the time, I balked. I was frozen. And Mingyong saw me and read the notice. She looked so happy. She smiled so brightly. I hadn't seen her so delighted in, well, it must have been years. The pre-entrance day was at the end of December, and Mingyong insisted we had to go out and get C1's uniform fitted. She was fussing about getting all her shots and picking up school supplies, and wondering why Siwon was taking so long to come home. That's when it started, I think. She went around all the local playgrounds looking for Siwon. Yeah, this is where I was thinking that Mingyong became disillusioned at that moment there. And she has been for some time. Yeah. You mean Siwon was taken because she was mistaken for Miss Song Minyoung's late daughter? I asked Mingyong what happened. She said she heard someone call Siwon's name and finally found her, after going from one playground to the next. It was a boy, probably the girl's brother. He was telling her to wait. Wait right here, Siwon. She didn't tell me anything else, but I can guess what happened. Mingyong must have gone and brought her back, like a mother picking up a child who's gone out to play. The girl was so sweet. Sweet too. Calling my daughter Auntie. Yeah, that's the key word right there. Which I thought was also what the two children were referring to Haijong here. I'm sorry, Detective. I really am. I should have called right away, but then I couldn't bear to do it. Not until you paid that visit. After you dropped by, I was terrified. My hands were shaking, and I found myself dialing a number, calling Siwon's father. I told them that Mingyong seemed to have brought home a stranger's child, and pleaded with him to get the girl back to her parents. I would cause a diversion, I said, so we could get the girl away from Mingyong. I know she may not be well, but I didn't want my daughter to end up a kidnapper. I was being shameless, I know. I knew exactly what I was doing, Detective. But until Siwon's father turned himself in, even though he's done nothing wrong, I thought we could act as if nothing at all has happened. So we've been all under the rug, knowing full well that Siwon's father is just as precious a child to his parents as Mingyong is to me. Well, that's it. That's all we have here. All we have now is supplementary material here that really just help piece together most of the story here. I'm also wondering why it kind of looks like I'm missing only like 3 bits there. Maybe it's just these 3 little bits of key right there is more of as a buffer, you know. Because beforehand I was thinking it could have been like a 3rd key, but no, that's just a little extra so you can get the 2 you needed. The Hwamyong City Hall. Okay. City Hall, you said? What kind of voice could I give this guy? That's right, Chief. How are you? I'm from the Hwamyong City Hall Administration Office. It's that time of year. 4 kids slated to start school this year in your district didn't show up to pre-entrance day. I'm just calling for your cooperation. We spoke with all their families over the phone. They all said they were on vacation overseas or busy with other things, that sort of thing. I mean, elementary school classes haven't even started yet, so I'm going to report that everything looks fine. But we do have to make sure the paperwork is all there. We're working on the police assistant school request forms right now. They'll say that local police stations dispatch personnel to all the absentees' households for welfare checkups at the school board's request. Imagine that, Chief. It's like a free bonus. And our compensation for external personnel requisition is pretty solid, if you ask me. Once you get the forms, send us your personal roster with their direct deposit information attached, and we'll take care of things on this end. And that would be it. I forgot to show the image a bit right here. And then right here is these 2 right here is just certificates or documents really, telling me literally everything, especially this one. Pre-entrance day absentee list. Number of absentees, 4. List of absentees. Their name and date of birth in this order. Seo Hojin. Date of birth? 2005, January 2nd. Kim Byum. Date of birth? 2004, August 17. Hwang Incheol. Date of birth? 2004, June 25th. And this one right here, Kim Siwon. Date of birth 2004, April 3rd. This right here is where it all fell into place. There were 2 Siwons. Certificate of Familial Relations. Choi Dong-yong. Date of birth September 15, 1972, male. Spouse Seo Won-young. Date of birth December 25th, 1974, female. Deceased. They were both married as of March 5th, 2000. However, she died. Her death September 1st, 2009, like 9 years later. Child Choi Mango. Date of birth January 3rd, 2001, male. And also their child Choi Siwon. Date of birth August 1st, 2004, female. Certificate issued February 4th, 2012, in Hwangmyeong City Hall. And now this last bit right here. Dorihana Support Center. Dorihana? I think that's how I would pronounce that. Okay. Who were you on the phone with on the afternoon of February 3rd? What kind of voice can I give there? Not really good at making like female voices. They all pretty much sound the same to me. Well, when I'm doing it. I could give that one voice. I really like doing. Well, our office isn't exactly well staffed, so I'm the one doing most of the phone duties. Haijang? On the afternoon of the 3rd? Employees complain we check in too often. They don't usually do that. And there's not much to call about in the afternoon. Forgot to show this. That's what it kind of looks like. Wait a second. I see. I did call, but it wasn't for anything special. There's going to be, what was it now? A Best Caregiver Award ceremony in a few days? So we asked if she could make it. Like, we have more than 100 caregivers working with us, but no one wanted to show. So there were 2 Siwons, but who is the one that is deceased? Oh, this one right here. These 2 right here. Kim Gong-seok had a daughter who he named Siwon. And let's see, where was the info right here? It was somewhere right around here. Yes, right here. She was born at 23 weeks, weighing less than 700 grams. And she only lived for about 108 days before she passed. And that's why everyone thought that, well, this girl right here, who I thought was the spouse to Dong-yong too, when it's actually for Gong-seok. Alright, almost done just about here. Okay. Now, where was I on this? Right around here, yes. So we asked if she could make it. So it was the wrong girl. Yeah, it was the wrong girl. But it's only because the mother was disillusioned, thinking that her daughter wasn't dead all this time. And that moment when she saw that letter of pre-registration for elementary school is when is when it all like went into place there. Beforehand, I thought like there were like twins, and one of them was just mistaken for the other girl, and the other girl just took her name. But now I just know that it's actually two different girls with the same name. Okay, almost done with this, and then that'll be it. Okay. So we asked if she could make it. Like, we have more than 100 caregivers working with us, but no one wanted to show. I think that was the gist of the call. I kind of regretted calling her. I mean, she's not the type to do that kind of company spirit event. You've talked to her, right? Can't even have a nice long chat. She's always cutting calls short, sometimes about being too busy with the kids. Has she even come into the office recently? So what's all this about? I mean, as long as she's doing her job, right? But a police visit? Really? She's not exactly a slacker. What's going on here? And then we have like a certificate of when Haijang received employment here. Caregiver certificate of employment. Caregiver Shin Haijang. Date of birth February 6, 1976, female. Client Choi Dong-young. Date of birth September 15, 1972, male. We hereby certify that the above caregiver has been assigned to the above client since July 1st, 2009. Certified issued February 4th, 2012. Dorihana Support Center. Alright. Oh man, I've been reading the entire thing here, all of it, for about an hour and a half now. Well, looks like it's time to end it. Yes. Now, do you understand why Kim Siwon is still missing to this day? The key word here is Kim Siwon, not Choi Siwon. Oh yeah, and since I pieced it all together, I now have 2 keys there instead of none. Great work, ma'am. Now you remember everything. For reals this time. And do you understand why Siwon's case was never solved after all this time? Yeah. Thank you. For telling me that she came home safely. That I didn't doom a little girl to her death. Thank you, truly. I remember how surprised I was when I first saw this case. Everyone involved was lying for one reason or another. Yeah, they were all lying. And especially since I had to piece it all together. Wow. It really made me think of one thing leading to another, and it actually was this thing, and then that, and then nope, that was wrong. It's all for this piece right here, and there was 2 girls instead. Whether it was to protect a loved one, or to keep a promise to someone important. What about you, Your Honor? Are you keeping a secret for someone just like them? Actually, yes. For your sake. Yeah. I can change the name. I have the key to unlock them now. Use a key to open the lock. Yes. Beforehand, I just left it right here because I didn't have any keys at all. And after that, now I do. Unlocked. What is it? Madam. A secret I've been keeping for your sake. And what would that be? Wait a minute. It was like Madam here. Beforehand, it said you, or Choi Siwon, the girl that was kidnapped, and now she's grown up. But what is this now? What's this other ending? It's been 12 years now. 12 years since the case. And since I retired from the missing persons team, 12 long years. What? Oh. You changed it. This is what I thought initially when I first saw this scene right here. Oh, sorry. Oh, I was trying to point at it, but I guess I didn't see my mouse. What I thought here was that Jing Yong was talking to her younger self in her own mind when she couldn't keep the cold case of Siwon's disappearance out of her head. And the other ending was that before I got these two keys, it's actually this woman here that's not just young Jing Yong was actually Choi Siwon, all grown up as a police officer, just trying to make amends to the entire situation here that happened. Well, now it's different. It's a different ending. Although your friend asked me to take on a paralegal job, it was hard work, getting used to a new position at that age. But I suppose that would only be an excuse. The truth is, I thought I'd resolved things well enough. A decent end for everyone involved. Wait, what do you mean? I put the case out of my mind for so long, but you were still chained helplessly to that lie I told. Wait. Each painful day of your life stretched out into years. Oh. Oh, I see what they did here. It's like two different versions. Oh. The other ending was about old Jing Yong talking to an older, well, an adult a Siwon just to help make amends to this. Now it's the other way around with young Jing Yong helping out what was her name? Song Ming Yong here in the institution. Ooh. Each painful day of your life stretched out into years. So sorry I'm late, Miss Song Ming Yong. Yeah, I knew it. Well, I just guessed about it right now. I just had to hit the dialogue next for this. You don't understand. Are you trying to deceive me? Your ex-husband couldn't make it today, but I'm Jing Yong because he's at the rally outside the Human Rights Commission. I'm the one who retired from the force. I'm the one who was racked with guilt. You lived out your sentence years ago. The one who tried to die. Miss Song Min-young? Yeah, that's that's a wonderful twist. Wonderful twist. Two different endings just giving out a similar situation here. Yeah. Wow. Oh, it's this image here. Miss Song Min-young. Each time we revisited these memories, you became someone else. At times, you became Siwon, searching for her mother. Oh. Today, you became a detective, despairing at her failure to find the little girl. I'm Song Min-young. We've been having this conversation again and again for months now. Just like you said, those conversations you remembered were real. The only difference is that I was the one who heard those exchanges, not you. Memories were unearthed today are a mix of your personal experience and your memories of everything I told you. And you pieced together those fragments, determining who said what and where. But you haven't quite found out who was doing the listening. Both of them right here. It's time to put the final puzzle piece in its place. Complete the mirror that will show you who you really are. And the other one. Min-young, let's get you out of this place. Let me get you to a doctor. Somewhere you can get proper treatment. I can help you. Miss Song Min-young. But if you're really me, if you're really Jang Yong, why go so far when you're not even on the force anymore? That's the same question I once asked Siwon. Let me give you the same answer she gave me. Siwon's case is still marked as open, and no case should remain unsolved. Wow. Oh, that was so good. Two endings for this. That's a good twist. Oh man. And here I thought just going to the other ending would just finish up what what I wasn't able to do then. But getting both of them? That's good. Well, I think that's the end of this game now. Ooh, that was just so fun to piece together. A message from Somi. Every man for himself. It's a philosophy that seemed to be increasingly prevalent in our world. In an age where the law of the jungle is seen as a given, fueling rage and hate across society. I would like to express my heartfelt support for those who resist, those who withstand the mockery and condescension, digging in their heels for what is right. I made this game with faith that when we show kindness to others, for no benefit of our own, we bring our change to the world. If I could have read all that in time. Thank you for playing. That was a good story. Alright. Now that's the true ending. Well, I got both endings. Man, I enjoyed that. Both the gameplay and solving the puzzle. And the story itself, too.